This is the WJTS News. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Bill Potter reporting. The DuBois County Chamber of Commerce held its inaugural State of the Chamber and Award Ceremony luncheon Friday afternoon at the Huntingburg Event Center. This was the first year for this event following the merger of the Huntingburg and Ferdinand Chambers to form the DuBois County Chamber of Commerce. At the luncheon, the Chamber honored two outstanding individuals as Young Professional of the Year and a Business Person of the Year. They also named Business of the Year. The winner of the Young Professional of the Year is Jessica Lindauer. Jessica Lindauer comments on winning the honor.
I'm very honored. I helped strategize and bring the DuBois County Chamber of Commerce to fruition. So I'm just really proud and excited to see the future of the organization.
The Business Person of the Year is Ruger Kirsteins. Now, Ruger Kirsteins explains what this award means to him.
I'm very grateful to have all of the leaders here in the community in the room. Looking around, I've still look up to a lot of the people that were here today, so I'm very thankful to have all of those mentors and leaders around to set great examples. For me, it's the most meaningful thing is that the work I'm doing in the community is being noticed, and that we're able to make a difference for the better in DuBois County.
And to wrap up, German American Bank was named the Business of the Year. For more information on the Chamber or to become a member, you can visit their website, DuBoisCountyChamber.com. Email them at info@DuBoisCountyChamber.com or call this number, 812-827-8274, 827-8274. In this week's Messmer Report, State Senator Mark Messmer sums up this year's Indiana legislative session.
Hello, this is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report. The 2022 legislative session came to a close this week, and I'm happy to see a number of important initiatives pass the General Assembly. Working with the governor, the General Assembly was able to safely end the public health emergency in Indiana by passing House Enrolled Act 1001. House Enrolled Act 1001, which I authored, ensures the state can continue to receive certain federal benefits and can hold voluntary community vaccination clinics as needed without further executive orders. This bill also includes important protections for employees of businesses that choose to institute a COVID-19 vaccine mandate, since most Hoosiers agree taking this vaccine should be a personal choice. We also passed House Enrolled Act 1002, which phases down Indiana's income tax rate to 2.9%, tied for the lowest rate in the nation, and could save Hoosier taxpayers up to $1 billion a year once fully implemented. This phased-in tax reduction is contingent upon state revenues continuing to grow, ensuring that we will continue to practice fiscal responsibility. Hoosiers will also benefit from House Enrolled Act 1002 by repealing Indiana's utility receipts tax in an effort to combat rising utility costs. We are also paying down pension debt in order to keep our promises to retired Hoosier teachers. Lastly, in order to protect the unborn, my fellow Republican lawmakers and I signed a letter to the governor urging him to call us into special session in the event that some or all of Roe v. Wade gets overturned by the Supreme Court. As one of the most pro-life states in the nation, I believe we should act quickly to further protect life in Indiana. I'm proud to have supported these efforts and believe that these, as well as other measures passed, will continue to push Indiana in the right direction. As always, feel free to contact my office directly with your questions or concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov or by phone at 800-382-9467. This has been State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
And as always, feel free to contact Senator Messmer's office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov, or you can call 800-382-9467. Indiana Governor Eric J. Holcomb's office says he is continuing the steps of strengthening Indiana's economic, education, and health foundation after his 2022 Next Level agenda was adopted by the Indiana General Assembly. The Indiana General Assembly approved key components of Governor Holcomb's Next Level agenda, including cutting Indiana's individual income tax for years to come while maintaining the state's reserves and guaranteeing the maximum number of Hoosiers receive the upcoming automatic taxpayer refund of $125. Modernizing the Indiana Economic Development Toolkit to make Indiana better positioned to compete in attracting transformational economic development opportunities. Strengthening Indiana's early learning efforts by establishing an Office of Kindergarten Readiness at the Indiana Department of Education, which will partner with the Early Learning Team at the Family and Social Services Administration and a revised Early Learning Advisory Committee. empowering the Department of Health to take more steps to reduce Indiana's infant mortality by requiring healthcare providers to offer universal lead testing for children at 12 and 24 months of age and conducting investigations into sudden unexplained infant deaths, using a process that will result in a better understanding of the cause so that future deaths can be prevented, and implementing specific changes to the membership of the Indiana Law Enforcement Training Board. Additionally, the governor's 2022 agenda includes these priorities, which are underway: reviewing the state's public health infrastructure by the governor's Public Health Commission, which will issue recommendations this summer; partnering with local communities to bring to fruition their regional economic acceleration and development initiative projects with $500 million awarded by the state; and collecting and disposing of certain firefighting foam that contains PFAS, which poses a risk to firefighters' health and safety and the environment. Also, building and maintaining the state's capital project priorities, including roads, bridges, trails, and broadband. Attorney General Todd Rokita is persistent in his efforts to protect Hoosiers from annoying robocalls that often come from scammers. As part of National Consumer Protection Week, Attorney General Rokita is offering these tips. Be wary of callers who specifically ask you to pay for by gift card or wire transfer. For example, the Internal Revenue Service does not accept iTunes gift cards. Look out for pre-recorded calls from imposters posing as government agencies. Typically, neither the Internal Revenue Service nor the Social Security Administration make phone calls to individuals. If you suspect fraudulent activity, immediately terminate the communication and do not provide any personal information. Add your number to the Indiana Do Not Call list. Contact the Consumer Protection Division at 1-888, that's toll-free, 1-888-834-9969, or go to donotcall@atg.in.gov. Throughout his tenure, Attorney General Rokita has taken aggressive action against robocalls. In October of 2021, Attorney General Rokita filed a first-of-its-kind lawsuit against an Indiana company that allegedly acted as a gateway into the United States for foreign robocallers. The robocallers allegedly made more than 5 million phone calls to Hoosiers. Last year, in March of 2021, Attorney General Rokita, in a coordinated multi-state action, stopped a massive telefunding operation that bombarded Hoosiers with more than 12 million deceptive charitable fundraising calls. If you receive an unwanted text or call, please file a complaint with the Attorney General's office. Over 9 million Americans, or about 6% of all workers, work night shifts regularly, according to data from the U.S. Census Bureau. These workers are vulnerable to unique risks associated with night shifts, including sleepiness on the job, fatigue, as well as a variety of health issues. Night shifts are much more common in certain occupations, much of which tend to be lower paying jobs. As a result, night shift workers tend to earn less than other workers despite the added risks. According to the Census Bureau data, the most common time of arrival to work is between 7 and 9 a.m. And by 11 a.m., 70% of the nation's workforce is on the job. The number of employees working drops off sharply after 4 p.m. By 6 p.m., only 20% are still working, and after 9 p.m., fewer than 10% remain on the clock nationally. The risks associated with night shift work include both the direct impacts of abnormal sleep schedules, such as drowsiness while driving home, reduced attention and productivity, and sleep disorders, as well as other health risks like heart disease, metabolic disorders, and cancer. Recent research from the National Toxicology Program finds that disruptions in our natural circadian rhythms caused by working at night can hurt the biologic systems that help prevent cancer. Workers who regularly work nights are most at risk, especially those who work at least 3 hours between midnight and 5 a.m. and do so for 10 years or more. While most occupations are conducive to regular daytime schedules, it is common in some jobs to work nights. Out of all occupations, disc jockeys, or DJs, are the most likely to work nights, with 35% regularly working night shifts. Closely following are gambling service workers, who often work in 24-hour casinos, with 32% working nights. Other occupations with high shares of night shift work include postal employees, respiratory therapists, who frequently work hospital night shifts, and locomotive engineers. Night shift workers are more concentrated in some geographic areas than others. With 9.5% of its workforce regularly working nights, Nevada has the highest share of the night shift workers in the country. Nevada is not only home to a large number of gambling service workers, but bars can be open 24 hours a day, meaning that Nevada service industry employees work nights. In contrast, Vermont has the lowest share of night shift workers in the U.S., with just 3.8% of its workforce working night shifts. To determine the states with the most night shift workers, researchers at Porch analyzed data from the U.S. Census Bureau. The analysts found that 7.5% of Indiana workers work night shift. Out of all U.S. states, Indiana has the second largest share of night shift workers. Now stay tuned. WJTS News will continue in a moment with Monday with the Mayor highlighting Ferdinand. Also, it'll be followed by a look at weather, and Kurt Guxell steps in with sports.